It's 6 p.m. and I promise not to take a lot of time. So I want to say formally to all of you, welcome, really welcome. I appreciate everyone for taking the time to celebrate with me this important day. I want to share with you the why behind this big step. I have been concerned about my family finances for a long time. So I continue doing what I knew. I work hard, sometimes long hours, always growing, learning, and giving my best. But despite all my efforts, my husband and I put into it, every time there was unexpected car repairs, medical bills, or any other emergencies, we went back to square one. This should not be the norm. In addition to my family situation, I started noticing an increasing number of people I know and care about being affected by unexpected sickness and sometimes death of a loved one, being completely unprepared. And these are hardworking individuals like me. The last few years, I have been working with senior citizens, which has been refreshing. I have become more aware of the importance of preparing for retirement. With all that in mind, I ask God for guidance. I ask Him to help us to pay our debts and to be in a financial position to help others, including my family in Venezuela. Well, this is what happened after that prayer. The first 3 months of this year, the church where I attend studied what the Bible says about finances, and we learn important principles. I realized how responsible I am about the way I manage the resources God put in my hands, and how He expects me to be out of debt, to put my money to work, and to be generous, and even to leave a legacy for generations, the future generations. He wants my finances to be a testimony to the world the same way as the other aspects of my life. This is serious business. Then I asked God, how do I do this? Well, He provided learning tools for me to do better with budgeting, paying my debts, and saving. But was that enough? Later after this, one of my friends invited me to a meeting like this one, where I learned about this financial organization who provides education and guidance for individuals and families like you and me. That's why I appreciate so much that you are here with me today. And I have the pleasure to introduce our Senior Marketing Director, Josh Polashek. Let me mention a little bit about his background. He is a man of faith and a family man. He has more than 20 years of experience in the industry, 10 years of which he spent at Wells Fargo as the youngest, fastest growing executive. He transitioned here with our firm about 10 years ago because he was called to serve families through financial education and expanding his agency across the country. I am going to leave you with him now. So thank you, SMD Josh Polashek. The time is yours.
Thank you. All right. Can everybody hear me okay? If you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Gilda, for that introduction. And thank you for having the heart that you do to serve people and to make a difference. I truly believe that financial education is key in so many families and individuals' lives. And because of your heart to serve, because of who you are, you fit perfectly into this mission. And I know you were saying that this company has been a blessing to you, but you've also truly been a blessing to us. So thank you so much. And thank you to those who are close, friends and family and loved ones that have joined Gilda here today as she embarks on this mission of no family left behind in helping people. We're very, very excited for Gilda. She's studied hard. She's a licensed professional now with the state of Tennessee, but her license is not just limited to Tennessee, as she's going to be able to help people all across the United States, Canada, and Puerto Rico. So we're very, very excited for her. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about what she's going to be doing and how she's going to be helping people. Very quickly about myself, I've been doing this for almost 21 years now. And I started my career with a company called Wells Fargo. I was at an entry-level position. I worked my way up. At the height of my career, I was a sales, service, and operations vice president. But I liked what I did, but I didn't really love what I did. And I felt at that time that the banks and these big corporations were more about just making money or just making sales. But it wasn't about people. It wasn't about community. It definitely was not about financial education or financial literacy. So when I was introduced to this company, I completely fell in love with the mission of how we help people. This company has been a huge blessing to me. It's allowed me to be able to retire my wife, who used to work in the nursing field as an LVN. We've been able to accomplish some things that we've dreamed of, like being able to have complete control over our time, our finances, and also having freedom of location. And this company has been a blessing to us. We've been able to homeschool our kids. Not only has it been a blessing to us, but it's allowed us to be a blessing to a lot of other people as they've wanted to accomplish their goals and dreams. This has been the platform to do that. So today we're going to share with you two different things. First, who we are as a company, how we're helping people, how we're transforming communities, and ultimately how we're expanding and growing. We have a big mission. We need a lot of help, and we're looking for good people to help with this mission. Who are we as a company? Let's talk a little bit about that. Our strength and our credibility. We're a part of Transamerica. We are a Transamerica company. Transamerica has been around for over 120 years, is a financial household name in America. We do business all across the United States, Canada, and Puerto Rico. We're owned by a bigger company called Aegon. Aegon's been around for over 160 years, a financial juggernaut. They're one of the 6 largest companies in the entire world. We have over $500 billion in assets. So very deep roots, very strong history, lots of strength and lots of credibility. Aegon did not want to just be any other company. They wanted to change and revolutionize the entire financial service industry. So when they came to America over 20 years ago, they looked at all of the different companies and they said, this company is going to change and revolutionize the industry, which is World Financial Group, because of our beliefs of no family left behind as a mission, because of the platform, the marketing division that we have, but ultimately the people that we have that serve this mission. Gilda and I are part of the #1 fastest growing financial literacy, financial education company in the United States, which is Pinnacle Elite. And that's how we help people and how we serve people. As we go to this next page here, we have what we call the power of choice. See, a lot of people in life, they don't understand how money works. They've never been educated as they go to school. As they start working, people work hard. They know how to make a paycheck, but they don't know what to do with that paycheck afterwards. So most people have products and services, but they don't know what they have, what it compares to, and most of the time how it works. When I worked at Wells Fargo, I enrolled in all their benefits and services, and then we kind of do this. We cross our fingers, we close our eyes, and we just hope the next 30 years is going to be okay. Here we give people the ability to have options. We have the top 100 companies that are a part of our platform, but our loyalty lies with the families and business owners that we serve. We are financial professionals, so we are able to put our clients and the community's needs first. I love that. We're able to compare what people have. If they have the best, they get a second opinion of that. If not, they have an understanding of what all the different options are that's out there. So I'd ask you this question: if you were going to make a choice and do something for the next 20 or 30 years, rather than looking back on it and saying, wow, I wish I would have known what all my options are, we give people the understanding of how things work. It's so important to know how products, how services work. People all these companies are great companies, and I'm sure they'll give you the best. But would you rather have the best that one company has to offer, or would you rather have the best that an entire industry has to offer? And that's what differentiates us. That's what separates us. That's what puts us apart. And that's how we're able to serve millions and millions of families by giving them options. Just knowing what's available, what's out there. Ultimately, at the end of the day, people are going to make their decisions, but we empower them to have the financial needs, the financial means necessary to make those critical decisions in life, all financial based. We're not a sales organization, we're a financial education, and I love what we do for people. We have a mission as a company. I've talked about it a few times here, and it's no family left behind. 95% of American families fall into this category here on the right side. I want you to think about this. If we take a room full of 100 people, at age 65, the majority of Americans are either dead or dead broke. We have about, of the 5 that are left over of that room of 100, you'll have 4 that have somewhere between $300,000 to $600,000. And most of the time, only one person becomes financially independent. In the greatest country in the world, in the freest country in the world, our communities need help. Our churches need help. We have so many people and so many families that are being left behind. On both sides of my family, we came here for the American dream. We came here as immigrants. My father's family fled Russia to escape communism. My mother's family fought to get here to the United States for the American dream. They come from the Philippines, which is a third world country. When we came here, we were told, go to school, get a good job, get a good degree, work hard, and one day you'll be okay. And that's just not working out for people. They're living in poverty. They're paycheck to paycheck. The state of America is 95% of people fall into this category here on the left. They need help. They're making about $100,000 or less. They're employees. They have term insurance. They rent a home. They have minimal tax advantages, no advisor, no plan. And that's the majority of the population. Family B is what's considered to be wealthy Americans, and it's only 5% of the population that's out there. So to keep this very simple, what we do is we show the 95% of people what wealthy people know about money, what they do with their money, the same access, the same education, so we can help family A transition and become like family B. I wish somebody would have sat down with my grandparents and shown them this. I look at, from generation to generation that we've been here, nobody has ever created a legacy or passed down wealth. It's always been the same struggle. It's been the same story, generation after generation. We made the decision in our family that if we didn't come from a wealthy family can come from us. By implementing these same strategies, by understanding these same concepts, and by ultimately spreading this mission throughout our communities and throughout families in every way, shape, or form. People don't plan to fail, they just fail to plan. And that's where we're here. This is what Gilda is going to be doing. You can see she has a huge heart to help people, so she fits perfectly into this mission. We teach people some of the rules about money. I think that these rules are things that everybody should learn in school and understand as they go throughout their life. The first rule is what's called the rule of 72. This is how your money grows, and this is how your money compounds. The significance of this rule is that those who understand and know this rule will earn money, but those that don't understand and know this rule usually end up paying the money. Whatever rate you're getting on your money, you take that number and you divide it into 72, and that's going to tell you how many years it's going to take your money to double. So let's say, for example, we're working with a young family. They're 29 years old. They have $10,000 that they want to put away. You take one, you divide it into 72. Like, let's take a look at what the national averages are. If you put your money in a bank, or if you think the banks are giving on average throughout our nation more than 1%, raise your hand. If you think they're giving less than 1%, raise your hand, right? If no matter what I say, you're not going to raise your hand, raise your hand. All right. Well, let's say, for example, they're getting that 1%. 1 divided into 72 is 72. So that means it's going to take your money 72 years to double. So a 29-year-old would wait till they're 101 years old before their money doubles. That's just way too long. At 4%, your money's doubling every 18 years. So it's the same money. You're working hard for it, but how hard is your money working for you? At 6%, your money doubles every 12 years. So that same 10,000 would become 80,000. But at 12%, your money is doubling every 6 years. So that same 10,000 at 65 is 640, and at 71 is $1.2 million. There's a very big difference where you're placing your money. We show people how to put their money where the banks put their money, how to go from earning low rates of return to higher rates of return to make sure their money works hard for them. The second rule to money is how your money grows. There's only 3 ways, no matter what product or service you have, there's only 3 ways that your money's going to grow. The first one is what's called fixed. With a fixed account, you don't really earn, but you also really don't lose. So in actuality, you're losing money every year that goes by. You lose purchasing power if your money is not keeping up with inflation. With variable accounts, majority of people put their money in variable accounts, retirement accounts, 401ks, IRAs, Roth IRAs. When the markets go up, that's great because your money goes up. But when the markets go down, your money also goes down. Growing up, I watched my father work 18 to 20 hours a day. He was a truck driver for 37 years. And in 2008, he lost half of everything he ever worked hard for. Imagine working 37 years of your life with this goal, with a dream of being able to retire. And in 1 year alone, you lose half of everything. Not just my family, but many families that are out there. What is variable? It's kind of unreliable. It's unpredictable. It's uncertain. And those are not things that we really want to have associated with our retirement money or our hard-earned money. The third way that money grows is what's called index. When the market goes up, your money goes up. Imagine it locks it in, and if the market goes down, then your money is safe. So you're able to take advantage of the upside of the market, but not experience any of the downside. One of the main reasons I walked away from Wells Fargo is because I didn't believe in what I was doing. When I started to learn how money really worked and I saw the inner workings of the financial industry, I said to myself, why don't we teach people how money truly works? And what I realized is there are people who are informed and there are people who are uninformed, and most people are uninformed. And the uninformed Americans, the hardworking families, just like my own, are being left behind because these big companies and corporations tell them to invest their money into certain products and services where they assume the risk and they assume the taxes. They, in return, take that money and reinvest it without risk and without taxes. So it's not about big banks. It's not about big corporations. It's about our families and our communities understanding this knowledge. The third rule to money is taxes. I'm in California, so I get taxed on everything. State tax, federal tax, there's property tax, there's sales tax. If you breathe too much oxygen in California, we're introducing a new tax for that. It's pretty crazy. I'm just kidding, but you never know, right? But think about this. Taxes are going to be the biggest expense throughout your life. So understanding them is so important. We get taxed on our income already. If we take that money after we've paid taxes and we invest it into an account that's a tax now type of product, CD accounts, checking and savings accounts, mutual funds, stocks, anytime that money grows, there's what's called capital gains tax. Capital gains tax, as long as your money is growing, you continue to pay taxes on that money over and over and over. Let me ask you a serious question. Does it make sense for you to pay taxes on the same dollar twice? Most people are like, I didn't even know I was paying taxes twice. So there's other options. Tax later. You take your money, you invest it. The government's smart. It's called a government plan for a reason. Think about this. In the future, who thinks taxes, like, we really don't know for sure, but who thinks taxes are going to be less? Like, if you think taxes are going to be less, who thinks taxes are going to be more, right? But we have no idea in reality. I hope they're going to be less, but the way that it's looking is most likely taxes are going to be more. Our government's $30 trillion in debt. I don't get into politics, the left side, the right side. I think we all need to come together as people. We don't need to point the finger at each other. We need to look at solutions because our communities are hurting and our communities are being left behind. And if our government's not responsible and they're $30 trillion in debt, we need to work as people to have a bright future. We don't want to pass this debt down to our children's children and have them continuing to work hard. Think about how hard things have been in our lifetime. Think about the financial struggles. How are we going to create a financial advantage? When people are paying more than they have to in their taxes, when you retire, imagine deferring your taxes. And this is what everyone's doing. Deferring your taxes to a time in the future where taxes are going to be more may not make sense. Imagine if you have $1 million to retire and you have to hand over 300,000 to 600,000 over a 10 to 20 year period of you retiring just to pay your taxes. You've already paid taxes on your income. You've paid taxes on everything else. And now you're going to have to pay taxes when you may not have deductions or dependents or those things. And now you're just, most people think, well, I'm going to be in a lower tax bracket, which is certainly not the case. Tax advantages. We show people how to have tax advantages. You have to pay your fair share. You pay taxes on your income. But imagine having a situation where you invest that money and the growth of your money, you're not paying taxes. And when you take that money out, you take it out tax-free. This is what Gilda will be helping communities with churches, business owners, small and big. We help everybody. And we help them move from the left side to the right side, from going from low interest rates or low rates of return to earning higher rates of return, from fixed and variable accounts to understanding index accounts, and also from paying taxes now or later to having tax advantages. So what we do specifically for every single person is we put together a free financial needs analysis. Think about if you're going to go on a trip. Jessica's on a trip right now with her family across the United States in their RV going from place to place, and they pick up their cell phone and they put in the GPS so they know exactly how to get from point A to point B without getting lost or hitting a dead end or going down a wrong road. What about your financial destination 10, 20, 30 years down the road? Making sure that you have a GPS to get there. When I worked at Wells Fargo, the reason that most people don't have a written financial plan is because you would need at least $1 million of investable assets for the advisor, that person, to even consider you for a written financial plan. Then we charge people $3,000 to $5,000 to do that. So most families get left behind in that process. Here we do everything completely complimentary. We've helped over 5.2 million families who never would have had an understanding now have a financial understanding and have a game plan to give them peace of mind. And we help them in these 6 different areas. Number one, we help them increase their cash flow and earn additional income. I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a second here. We help people have generational planning. The next generation, the same thing that these wealthy families have been implementing, how they continue to pass down generational wealth, how one generation to the next continues to have money, to have a financial advantage. When their kids go to school, they're able to do that. Private school, colleges, maybe they want to start a business, put a down payment on a home, travel the world. There's money to do that. When they retire with tax-free. They don't risk their money in the market. They build a nest egg. They enjoy their retirement. They teach the next generation how to do the same thing. When it's their time and they pass away, they leave behind generational wealth tax-free to fund the next generation. And they show them how to do this over and over and over. I wish somebody would have sat down with my grandparents and showed them this. This would have made a huge difference in my parents' life. A lot of us that come here from different countries, we still support family back home or in different countries. So think about what happens if we can't help ourselves here with our finances. How can we take care of our extended family? Financial education is a huge part. It's one of the number one things that allows people to thrive. The number one cause of cancer and stress and anxiety and all of those things is related. The number one cause of divorce is all related to money. But why do we know so little about it? And why do we have such little help in that area? We're here to help our communities. Emergency funds, making sure people have 3 to 6 months of all their emergency funds put away, set aside. That way they're not paycheck to paycheck. The statistics are shocking. Right now, the average family, if they incur an expense $500 more than what they're used to spending, that's already a financial hardship for families. Proper protection. Nowadays, people pass away. How many GoFundMes do you see that people are needing money because the primary breadwinner or wage earner of a family is no longer here? You know, this company, I met my wife here. My wife came to this company as a widow. She had a 3-year-old and she was 8 months pregnant at the time when her late husband passed away, and they didn't have proper protection in place. Think about the difference that would have made in their life. Think about, what that situation would have looked like, not just for people passing away, but what about for people that get sick? Because you are a lot more likely to get sick. These are the statistics. 3 out of 4 people are going to need long-term care or living benefits at some point in time in their life. This is stuff outside of their medical insurance that's not going to be covered. That care can be upwards of $10,000 a month. So even if you've properly prepared and planned for everything, the gap or the hole that I see in people's boats is they may not have planned for these unforeseen circumstances. Someone didn't plan to have a heart attack. They didn't plan to have a stroke, get cancer, dementia, Alzheimer's. They didn't plan to get hit by a car or get into a car accident. Now they're left paralyzed. But all of those things that happen leave people in financially devastating situations. We want to make sure that our communities are protected, that they understand what their options are. Building wealth. How do you retire? How much do you need to retire? How much do you want to live on a monthly basis? Are you just putting away a certain percentage of your money, or do you know exactly what your financial independence number is? If people don't know what they're planning for, how are they planning for it? And that's why they're crossing their fingers and closing their eyes. I sit down with people in their 60s, 65, 70 years old, and they're like, Josh, I wish somebody would have shown me this 20 years ago. I wish somebody would have sat down with me and put together a plan. I wouldn't be in the situation that I'm in right now. Just on Social Security, living paycheck to paycheck, barely getting by. They work their entire lives to retire at 65 or 70 and be paycheck to paycheck and be in financial poverty. And that needs to stop. Estate planning is the last thing that we do. Living wills and trust, financial directives, healthcare directives, making sure the things you work hard for throughout your life go to the people you love and care about. They're not impacted by probate. These 6 things we do for families, it's transformative. We help communities and we do it complimentary. So most people ask us, well, how do we get paid? We get paid from the big companies. We went out and told them, we said, look, we're going to serve the community. We're going to help them. And we're not going to take a dime. We're not going to take a penny out of their pocket. You're the big billion-dollar company. You're going to pay us directly. If you're the best company, we're going to bring you business. So we've created competition here because we are now the Amazon of the financial service industry. We have 70,000 people across the United States that are a part of this mission of financial literacy. We control distribution in the financial industry. We've done what Amazon did to retail. We're doing that in the financial industry. We've done what Uber and Lyft have done in the transportation industry. We're doing that in the financial industry. We're doing what Airbnb did in the real estate industry. We're doing that in the financial industry. And listen to me, because a lot of people need opportunity right now. They're looking for ways. They have goals and they have dreams, but they need a vehicle to get there. And when you have the time and the finances and resources, now people can operate in a position from passion, from love, where they love to do what they're doing, where they're making a difference, where they have contribution, they're serving their communities more, they're serving their charitable organizations more, their churches more, their families, their cities. There's so many things that we can do when we come together as people. Timing is everything. Over the next 7 years, the greatest wealth transfer in American history is taking place right now. We have people from real estate that are coming to this business that want to learn. We have CEOs of companies making $500,000 or more that are walking away from their job saying, I want to be trained here. We have nurses, we have police officers, we have military people, we have pastors, we have churches, we have groups of people that are coming together and saying, if we work together as community, we can shift the wealth and abundance back into the hands of the people. In the next 7 years, $63 trillion is going to move hands. What's taking place is 78 million baby boomers are retiring. Everything that the baby boomer generation has touched has turned to gold. When all those babies needed baby food, guess what? Gerber, Fisher-Price, Mattel, all of those companies blew up. Fast food was introduced. Those companies exploded. The car industries exploded. The real estate industry exploded. This is the largest transfer in American history is taking place right now. Our company has 70,000. We need to add 140,000 people to our platform just to keep up with the demand of what's taking place right now. So while a lot of companies are laying people off, downsizing, right-sizing, our company is absolutely exploding because there's so many people that need help, and we need a lot of good people to go out there and do that. Generation X and the millennials, not just for people who are retiring. We have different generations now that are looking and saying, we can't be loyal to a company and work there for 20 or 30 years and expect to retire with a pension. Those are like dinosaurs. They're extinct. They don't even exist anymore. We're looking for new opportunities. It's a new era. It's a new timing. You have people utilizing different platforms, social media, going online, playing with toys, making millions of dollars doing that. You don't have to trade 20, 30, 40 years of your life building somebody else's goals or building somebody else's dreams and then being able to retire. We want to have those options, and we want those options, and we want those freedoms, and we're able to do it now. You just have to have the right type of opportunity. You could be the hardest working person, and no matter how hard you work, you're capped out because of the industry or the opportunity that you're in. You could be an average person in the right opportunity, and you can make hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars. Let me explain this. Money is just a tool. Our stewardship of that money and how we utilize it and what we do with it can transform communities and make a difference. We have the best business platform that's out there. We have a system, same system like Starbucks, same system like McDonald's, that we can take anybody from any different background, but we're very specific of who we look for. We're very particular. This isn't for everybody. This is not a everyone raises your hand and gets to join type of deal. This is a licensed professional career. And we look for people with a big heart. You can make a lot of money here, but we're looking for people who put people first, who want to serve, who want to make a difference. And they know the more I help, the more I contribute, money is going to be a byproduct of that. We don't have any employees. See, if we all had our gifts, talents, and skills, which we do, and we work hard for a company, the owner of that company becomes profitable, becomes wealthy, and we build that company and that owner's goals and dreams. But when we come together as people, when we come together as community, and we use our gifts, our talents, and our skills together, we can become profitable for each other. There's communities that are doing this, that are working together, and they're transforming. It's absolutely incredible what's taking place. We don't have any of the headaches that are in business. We don't have them. These are the 30 benefits that we have. No employees, no inventory, no workers' comp, no payroll, no overhead, no cold calling, no flyers, no boss, no quotas, no discrimination, no liabilities, no experience necessary. We look for people. We don't judge them by their background, where they come from, or where they were born. We judge them by their character, right? Their integrity. Do they have their strength of character? Do they have a good heart? Are they willing to help people? There's no glass ceilings. You can be as big as you want. We have people here that just want to make an extra $3,000 to $5,000 a month, and that's great because maybe they're a single mom and they want to be with their kids. They want to work from home, right? Maybe they want to retire. Maybe they want an additional stream of income. Maybe they have a big goal, big vision, or dream, but they're trying to figure out, how am I going to fund this? What can I use? Where are my resources, right? No glass ceilings, no politics, no lease to sign, no territory restrictions. That's unheard of in our industry. Most of the time you have limits and territories here. We help all 50 states, Canada, and Puerto Rico. We get paid twice a week, every Tuesday and every Friday, direct deposit, residual income. This is working hard once and getting paid over and over. Let me ask you a question. If you made on a monthly basis what you need to make and you had all of your time, what would you do with that time? Where would you spend it? How would you contribute? How would you help people? We get trail income, renewal income, 1099 income. Most people just get paid one ways. We have multiple streams of income. The financial service industry is the highest paid industry in the entire world. You could take real estate, retail, and technology and combine all of those industries. So it only makes sense if you're helping people with money. There's a lot of money in the money industry, but we get paid from the companies, not the families. Bonuses, upfront income, and we give people ownership. I believe in equity. I believe in ownership. I believe if you're working hard, you need to be able to pass that down. You need to have ownership that you work hard in this lifetime. And for every generation going forward, you're able to pass your business, your residual income down to the next generation and allow them to be empowered to do the things that they're passionate about doing. As we go to the next page here, we like to travel. We love to do different things as a company, but these are the 5 different ways we get paid. The first is personal income. You sit down and help a family. It takes an hour to 2 hours to help one family. This is what Gilda is going to be doing, spreading financial education and literacy. You can build an agency, maybe like real estate, like a brokerage. We operate the exact same way. This is a financial service firm. This is a brokerage. As a real estate agent or real estate brokerage, usually the only person that wins is the real estate broker. Here, it's a same equal opportunity. The more successful I help people become, the more successful we are. We can lock arms together and we're able to go to the top. Maybe you have some leadership skills. You can train people, develop people. You have management skills. We're looking for people with that. We have expansion income, bonus income, and reoccurring income. Reoccurring income is so important. My coach and my mentor told me this. He said, Josh, never trade your time for something that isn't passive or reoccurring, meaning you work hard once and you get paid over and over and over. Work that we've done 10 years ago, we still continue to get paid on it, not from our clients' pockets, from the big companies' pockets. So I love what we do. This is an example of somebody working with us entry level. Let's say they sit down and they help 5 families a month. Now there's different people that save different amounts. I help people that save, $10,000 a month, $120,000 a year. We help people that save $100 a month. Every family's financial situation is different. It doesn't matter. We can help anybody no matter what level they are. On average, when we sit down with a family, that family saves about $500 between the mom, the dad, the kids, everybody, right? If you help a family, you do this 4 times a month, entry level, we're getting paid to help people save. Most companies are getting paid to take money out of your pockets or sell you products or services. We get paid to help people protect and save for their families. So if you do that 4 times a month, every Sunday, you sit down with one family, that's about $10,000 or $129,000 a year. If you have management skills, the company will pay you more to lead a team of people. And we have hundreds of people that are making 6 and 7 figures. We have thousands of people that are making 6 and 7 figures in this industry, serving a mission of no family left behind. So just a little bit about our pay. I'll go over to the next. We do trips. We do a lot of recognition. If you have a sports background or athlete's background and you like to compete and do things like that, there's kind of something for everybody. As we move to this last page here, there's actually, we got one more page. Sorry about that. Right. So this is our board of directors. This gentleman here named Eric Olson is our coach and our mentor. He absolutely changed my wife's and my life. See, in my family, we didn't have really any example of somebody who's been very, very, very successful. We have doctors, we have engineers, we have all these, but they never really lived the American dream. Eric has a net worth of over $250 million. The things that my family has learned, the things that our team has learned from Eric is life-changing. I've never been in a room. His mentor is a billionaire. The conversations are different. He's created over 20 millionaires this year alone. Think about the impact we're making. Some of these people here, like Levi, he's a former hospice nurse that was serving people at the end of their life. And he took his passion for life and for people and applied it to the financial industry. He comes from a country called Cameroon in Africa. And he says, I want to be able to help make a difference and impact for my country. See, in his country, like a lot of times people can't even go to school because they don't have the money to do it. So he says, we want to bring free education. People are walking an hour to 2 hours just to get clean water because they can't just go and turn on a faucet or have the luxury that we have. So he says, as a nurse, I'm going to take my passion for helping people. I'm going to apply it here. He's making over $5 million a year. It's not the $5 million that he's making. It's the opportunity and the work that he's been able to do. It's how he's been able to utilize that money to change his family and to change his community around him. We have people like Emmanuel Tita, who's a pastor, who also came here from Africa. He's working at Walmart and Chipotle. He came here for the American dream, to get ahead, to do something. He left his wife and children in Africa while he came here to build a life for them and eventually bring his children here. Somebody gave him the opportunity here, and he's making over $2 million a year. Juan Jaime was a plumber from Mexico that had a passion for helping people. And he went from being a plumber to a 7-figure earner. We have young people. We look like the United Nations. We're helping Hispanic communities, African communities, African-American, Caucasian communities, Asian communities. We're all people. We're all in this together. We all need help, but we can come together as a community and we can accomplish great things. As we go to this last slide here, I wanted to just open up with this today and share with you. This is what Gilda is going to be doing to help people. How can we help her? My job is to help her get her name out to everybody she knows. In the future, anything related to money, anything related to retirement, insurance, pensions, 401ks, long-term care, life insurance, disability, health insurance, whatever it may be, Gilda is going to be able to help people in those areas. How we can help her is by spreading the word. by spreading the missions, by letting her know, oh, my friend Gilda does that. You know what? Everything that we do is based off of word of mouth referrals. When we sit down with someone and we show them the power of what they do, they naturally just go out and tell everyone, Josh, I need you to sit with my aunt, my uncle, my cousin, my brother, my niece, my nephew. And we've been able to continue to help people in that way. So the first option with our company is a complementary strategy. That's where we sit down. Your future is too big of a deal for you to leave up to chance. We put together a free written financial plan. You are not obligated to that plan. It just allows you to know what your options are. I tell people, I urge you, just understand how your options are. Learn more about money. It'll benefit you, it'll benefit your children, and having that written financial plan is going to be the difference between having financial peace of mind or having financial stress. A referral program. There's a lot of people, when they see what we do, they love what we do, they understand this mission, they see the work that we're doing for people and how it's helping them. They say, I'm very busy, but I want to refer you people. I know a lot of people that need help. I work with a lot of different people. I want to share this mission. We do the work, you make the referrals, and we split everything 50-50. We have people making a 6-figure income just referring us business. There's a part-time option. Right. Nowadays, people are looking for, before dad could go to work and mom could stay home. And then it was dad and mom both going to work. And now it's dad and mom both going to work. And now mom and dad both go to work, but they also have like a side hustle, or they're doing, Lyft or Uber or Instacart, or they're trying to find a way to earn additional money because of the cost of inflation and just everything around us right now. So we can help somebody on a part-time basis make very significant income that takes away their financial stresses while helping and serving a community. And there's a last option, which is full-time. That was like me. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I knew if I didn't do something different, the definition of insanity is repeating the same thing over and over and over and expecting different results. I didn't want to end up like my parents or grandparents. I wanted to empower my children to say, I know that you can be and do anything you want. You can live your goals. You can live your dreams, not because I say so, but because we've proved it through you, through our personal example. Through us going out there, by us giving them the empowering them to be able to do the things they love to do in life. Think about if people were able to do what they truly love to do. This may not be your dream. For a lot of people that have come aboard our company, this is not their dream, but they see this vehicle and this instrument as a way of getting them to their goals and getting them to their dreams. So thank you. It's been an honor and privilege. Anytime I'm asked to speak on a grand opening, it's my absolute favorite. So thank you, Gilda, for asking me to speak today. I appreciate you. Thank you for having a heart to help people. And thank you to all of the people that have joined today to support Gilda. She cares about you deeply. And this is how you can help her. There's a poll that's going to be out. You can fill this poll out. If you'd like to help her with her training, that's a big part. She's licensed now. She's going to be independent very, very soon, but she needs to complete some state requirements for training sessions so she knows how to go out and help people with her license through the state on her own and be completely independent. So if you want to help Gilda with her training, that's very, very significant, something that you can do. Or if those other 4 options are applicable to you, please fill them out. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to turn it back over to you, Gilda. God bless you all, and I appreciate your time. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's his boy. Thank you, friends, for being here. And I hope that every one of you choose at least one of those options that you see on the poll. The first one is for a financial analysis for you and your family, and is, as you heard, is completely free. And as you get the knowledge, you have the power of making good and better decisions for you and your family. And if you choose any of the others, we're gonna be there for you to guide you through any of these different options. Thank you so much. Thank you.